is nothing more effed up, than to completely pretend that his words and actions have not been recorded.
Okay, if you are unaware, Congresswoman Omar was caught laughing about the Charlie Kirk situation, but also posted a video on the internet where somebody called Charlie Kirk a member of a terror organization. And because of her actions, there have been resolutions for her to face consequences. We'll get to that in a second.
You're being judged here, but you have another chance. I hope you find God, and your final judgment day is better than today.
That was a city council member in Florida getting called out for making fun of the Charlie Kirk situation as well. And don't worry, we're gonna watch that raw footage so you can see what that looks like. And of course, we're going to talk about the Omar situation. Now, before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, but it also helps others see the videos as well. And I think people want to see what's going on with lawmakers who are making fun of Charlie Kirk.
Ilhan Omar, after his assassination, called Charlie Kirk a reprehensible human being. Should she be stripped of her committee assignments?
I would say, I think she's a disgraceful person. I think she's a disgraceful person, a loser. It's amazing the way people vote. I know it's people from her area, maybe of the world. I don't know. They got here and they vote her in. It's hard to believe, but I think she's a disgusting person.
Okay, by now I'm sure you are aware that President Trump is not a fan of Congresswoman Omar, but right now it looks like a ton of voters and members of Congress are questioning why would Congresswoman Omar say what she said and did what she did.
There is nothing more effed up, than to completely pretend that his words and actions have not been recorded and in existence for the last decade or so.
And I don't want to misrepresent Congresswoman Omar. This is what she reposted. If you don't know what that means, it means you find a video you like and you repost it and it appears on your timeline on social media. Basically, it's like you sharing something you like. This is what it is. It's a video where somebody calls Charlie Kirk a statistic terrorist. So that is from Congresswoman Omar, and this is why Republicans have filed resolutions to have her fired from her 2 House Oversight Committee positions, but also have her censored. So let's continue.
Omar did offer condolences, but House Speaker Mike Johnson says Omar does not know what she's talking about. He contends Omar is playing into what he termed a left-wing narrative.
Yeah, I forgot to add that part. Leave your comments down below how you feel about this. Congresswoman Omar did say she does feel bad for the wife of Charlie Kirk and the kids. However, when you say you feel bad, but then you repost what she reposted, said what she said, that is why Republicans still are going forward with the censorship, but also getting her fired from the 2 House Oversight Committee positions.
Charlie was never motivated by hate. I mean, he could clean the clock of anybody in a debate. We all know it. But you know what he did? After those debates, he was always the first person to reach out a hand of friendship or to offer an arm around the shoulder of someone who he felt was lost. Because in many places, in many cases, the people he was debating were indeed lost.
Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman says his party needs to stop calling President Trump, quote, Hitler. Other Democrats condemn violence and try to lower the temperature, but Congress is a thermometer, not a thermostat.
So I will keep you guys updated on what's going to happen here. Make sure you please subscribe to my channel so I can let you guys know, is she going to be censored or will she face any consequences at all? Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to be a very big test for the Republicans. As we know, the Republican Party as it is, they love to butt heads. But when it comes to the Charlie Kirk situation, I don't think we've seen this much unity in a very long time. So it's going to be up to Mike Johnson on whether or not he's going to move forward with these resolutions, and I don't think he has a choice. Right now, a lot of members of Congress are really questioning the actions of this member of Congress to call a fellow American citizen a member of a terror organization as he just lost his life for free speech and what he believes in. Okay, moving on to this story. This is Council Member Steve Cody of Palmetto Bay, Florida. I'm going to let the video speak for itself, but again, in context, Steve Cody is getting called out for what he said about Charlie Kirk, and these are your everyday citizens who showed up face to face to let him know how they feel.
I come before you today not as a Republican or a Democrat, but as a father, a stepfather, a brother, a son, a grandson, and most importantly, a human being. I genuinely feel sorry for you because you are unwell, not physically, but mentally and spiritually. Still, it is not my place to judge you.
Sir? Okay.
That responsibility belongs to God.
I recognize that you have a First Amendment right.
Okay.
Okay. But calling somebody mentally unfit, okay.
It won't happen.
Thank you.
Today I want to address why Steve Cody's history and recent actions make him unfit to continue serving on the Village of Palmetto Bay Council.
And just so you guys know, this is happening throughout the United States. It just so happens this story popped up and it's easy for me and you to watch. I am even seeing videos of high school students going to their own board meetings and calling out their teachers.
Steve Cody once had a promising career as a lawyer. However, his professional life took a serious downturn when his law license was suspended for misconduct involving dishonesty and mishandling client matters. Since then, he has never regained his license, raising questions about his integrity and judgment. More recently, Cody's conduct as a councilman has been marred by ongoing personal and political conflicts, including suing this very village of Palmetto Bay, engaging in profane disputes with fellow council members, and fostering division rather than unity in a community that needs cooperation. The final straw came when Cody made a highly offensive social media post mocking the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, calling it a fitting sacrifice.
Wow. Again, what we are seeing with these people who are making fun of Charlie Kirk, you have a wide range of the mocking. Some people will just post a picture of Charlie Kirk and be like, haha. Then you have this. Some people are implying they're laughing about it. So again, some are really extreme, mocking Charlie Kirk, and some are not as extreme. But this is on the side of pretty extreme in my personal opinion. You guys can leave your comments down below. But again, we are allowed to have freedom of speech, but when it comes to freedom of opinion and how people feel about it, this is what's happening.
This insensitivity shocked and hurt many in our community, including myself, leading leaders from Miami-Dade and even the state attorney general to call for his resignation. Despite apologizing, Cody refuses to step down. Leadership is not just about holding office. It's about embodying respect, compassion, and responsibility. His history and professional misconduct, ongoing legal battles, divisive behavior, and recent disgraceful comments demonstrate he can no longer be trusted to serve or represent Palmetto Bay.
Mind you, this is not 2001 Florida. This is 2025 Florida. It is the new conservative powerhouse. It is now the Republican state. No more of this flippy-floppy. No, this is a Republican state. So, of course, when you make fun of one of the most prominent Republicans we've ever seen in our lifetime, Charlie Kirk, who's also a moderate, of course we're going to see something like this, let alone in Florida.
For the good of our community, it is time for Steve Cody to resign and allow someone with the character and integrity that our village deserves to lead. You showed no remorse. You doubled down in your interview with the news, and that speaks volumes. Your job is to represent the people of Palmetto Bay, and the people have spoken. I've always said that I would stay out of politics, but your actions have left me no choice. Now
That's also happening. The amount of people who are like, yeah, I want to go to church. Yeah, now I care about politics. The amount of phone calls I got asking about Charlie Kirk or, wanting to know more about what's going on in our nation. This is a huge impact on the conservative movement. So it's not even being you're against Charlie Kirk, but a lot of people are questioning, why are you making fun of a man who just lost his life, who's literally moderate and wanted to have public debates with even Democrats or left-leaning voters?
I focus on you and on protecting our community from people just like you. You may believe you'll finish your term, but let me be clear, your days in office are numbered. If necessary, I will launch a chapter of Turning Point USA right in your backyard.
40,000 plus chapters have applied to become new chapters. And then we're also seeing mini grass movements here, or like independent movements, where we have people trying to create their own like Charlie Kirk bubbles, where they are going out to the colleges, trying to do what Charlie Kirk did, to have public debate peacefully, grassroots movements.
People will know exactly who you are and what you said. The day Charlie Kirk died may have marked a turning point, but not the way you thought. It will be remembered as the day your own reputation began its well-earned decline. You have a choice: resign and disappear quietly, or stay and watch your name and reputation crumble. Thank you, everyone. God bless America, and God bless the village of Palmetto Bay.
Next speaker. I'm Trina Robinson.
And I'm Juwan Strader. Good evening to you. Step down. That was the message from Palmetto Bay residents and leaders tonight, days after a councilman made controversial comments about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Residents packed a zoning meeting tonight, urging for Councilman.
This is a zoning meeting, by the way. And again, I do think we're going to see more and more meetings where people are calling out lawmakers, public officials. Again, I don't think I can play this on YouTube, but there are high school kids going to their own board meetings and calling out their teachers, and college students calling out their professors as well.
Steve Cody to resign immediately.
NBC6's Kim Wynn is live there. Kim, what can you tell us about what went down tonight?
Yeah, well, residents did not hold back when they spoke out earlier tonight. They say that they are embarrassed and do not want the councilman representing them. But Cody says that he's not going anywhere.
Dang.
It's overwhelming, the shame that has been brought to our community by a single man.
Not mincing their words.
I don't accept your apology.
This video could be like a 40-minute video with the amount of people who called out that council member. And he's not backing down, apparently.
Because actions speak louder than words.
One by one, Palmetto Bay residents spoke out Monday night, calling for Councilman Steve Cody to resign.
If you have any honor, in my humble opinion, you would step down.
You have a choice: resign and disappear quietly, or stay and watch your name and reputation crumble.
The calls come days after Cody made this now deleted Facebook post about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, writing, "Charlie Kirk is a fitting sacrifice to our Lords Smith & Wesson. Hallowed be their name."
I have no idea what this even means, but you can even look at Steve Cody's profile picture. It's a caricature of President Trump looking kind of goofy or chunky or cartoony. So off the bat, obviously we know that Steve Cody probably doesn't like Donald Trump, which is fine. A lot of people don't like him. But this is where people are saying you are now crossing the line, and people want answers. They want accountability. Why are you mocking the Charlie Kirk situation here?
The comment was over a graphic of Kirk's 2023 remarks that it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every year to preserve the Second Amendment.
And this right here, a lot of people who don't like Charlie Kirk, they keep reposting and reposting this quote out of context.
Cody then took it down and apologized.
Which is an admission of guilt.
I admitted that was a mistake, and I took it down.
After the meeting, he doubled down on his refusal to step down.
I don't think it warrants resignation. I'm not going to resign.
The mayor and village council voted 4-1 to censure Cody, request his resignation, and for Governor DeSantis to step in. The mayor says the councilman can't be fired, but can only be removed by voluntary resignation, a recall vote, or by the governor.
And I don't think he's going to leave. And guess what? The same thing goes for Congresswoman Omar. Now, I think if it's like a 1/3 vote, you can kick somebody out of Congress, or, you know, there are ways to remove a member of Congress. It almost never happens. But this is basically what happens when you're in these positions. It's the public shame which hopefully forces somebody to leave their position or feel obligated to have to leave, which is the whole point of the First Amendment. You have the right to say what you want to say, but if you have an overwhelming majority who says, no, you're absolutely wrong, typically speaking in the United States, the idea is the majority or a good amount of people will be able to come together and say, no, this is wrong. That's typically how the First Amendment works, and that's how freedom of speech works.
We've asked for the governor to take a look at this action and all actions, and then make a decision as to whether he can remove him from office.
Cody mainly stayed quiet during the meeting, which was packed both inside and in the hallway.
Again, a zoning meeting.
With residents. After the vote, he emphasized that he does not condone violence.
I do not support violence, political or non-political violence.
And the mayor says that they will have 2 upcoming meetings on Wednesday. There's no word yet if we'll see the type of large crowds on Wednesday that we saw here tonight.
I think they will. And one thing I also want to point out in this meeting, let me try to get a picture for you guys. I'm just being honest here. These are all like older people. And when I say older, you know what I mean. Not like the Charlie Kirk audience, which was mostly college students and the younger generation. This is a generation who now knows about Charlie Kirk, which is crazy. Leave your comments down below if you didn't really watch Charlie Kirk and now you watch him. We're seeing this over and over. I've even had family members who are a little older and they said, yeah, I never watched Charlie, but now it's all over my social media, all over my TikToks. And we are seeing in these board meetings, obviously it's not really going to be your younger generation coming to the zoning meetings. It's going to be, you know, your older generation, which is quite remarkable that the Charlie Kirk audience has really superseded just this younger college generation. Now we're talking about an older generation in the United States who's paying attention and understanding why so many of the younger voters, they're into Charlie Kirk. They're into the traditional values. They're into being this moderate, young Christian, whether men or women, and understanding this is a problem. When people are making fun of the Charlie Kirk situation, they're also making fun of you, and that's really the narrative or what's being pushed or talked about when it comes to supporting Charlie Kirk. Now, every time I make a Charlie video, again, I keep saying this, I don't think Charlie wants us talking about Charlie, and now that there are so many new people wanting to be Christians or check out church, this is going to be the one verse you're going to want to know in your Bible, which is the gospel that saves your life eternally. So this is it. 1 Corinthians 15, 1 through 4. So for all of the new Christians, or maybe some of you who didn't even know this exists, make sure you screenshot this, go highlight it in your Bible. This is what you need to know. Now I would remind you, brothers, of the gospel I preached to you, which you received, in which you stand, and by which you are saved, if you hold fast to the word I preached to you, unless you believed in vain. For I delivered to you, as of first importance, what I also received, that Christ died for our sins in accordance with the Scriptures, that he was buried and he was raised on the 3rd day in accordance with the Scriptures. So there are so many new people wanting to go to church, check out Christianity, even if you don't want to be a Christian. Just so you know, this is the gospel, also known as the good news. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to please leave your comments down below. Let me know how you feel about all of this. If you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will keep you guys updated. If you want me to keep making Charlie videos, I will. Thank you for everything. God bless, and we'll see you all later. Oh, and again, pray for peace. We want unity. Even if you don't like a Democrat, if a Democrat doesn't like a Republican, let's come together, have proper dialogue. I only advocate for peace on my channel. Thank you guys so much. God bless.